What's going on, everybody? Twigger here with another League of Legends commentary. Doing a high ELO commentary here, looking at Bigfatlp and LgN Inoobish is actually in here as well. So very high ELO match. Two very big names, of course, Bigfatlp being the solo mid player for CLG, Counter Logic Gaming, and LgN Inoobish is playing Katarina right now. He is the support player for Team LgN. Which is a very, very high-ranking team who's recently come into the scene as a very big player in the North American scene. I know quite a few of you were commenting on my high ELO games that I've been commentating, and the fact that I come in past the first couple kills. There's not really anything I can do about it. I did get a comment about me being able to jump back to the beginning of the game, but you can't go back any further than when you join the match. So sadly, sometimes when I come into these games, they're not getting sent to me. I'm not joining these games, like I'm not the spectator at the beginning of the game. I'm just a spectator who comes in when it comes up on my high ELO spectate feed, and then I jump into the game whenever I can. I try to get into the earlier games so that way I can see the beginning kills and things like that and watch the entire game, but sometimes I can't catch everything. So sadly, we did miss the first blood and the first couple kills in this one. So looks like Bigfatlp did catch one. It looks like it was a gank from Maokai onto the Katarina Inoobish, which looks like he's coming back right now. So it looks like it was quite recent. He did burn his flash and his ignite. LgN did end up getting a kill on Tryndamere, so that was a gank up top. But Renekton didn't get an assist, so maybe it was just Tryndamere getting caught out. So once again, guys, I'm sorry that I missed out on the first blood and the first kill, but until I can jump back further than when I joined in, if there's a trick to doing that, maybe you can do it and I just don't know about it. If there is a way to do it, I'm more than happy to hear about it. But for right now, I guess we'll just watch this match and see how it all plays out. So looking like Singed is doing quite some work on Renekton. Just looking at the farm, Renekton only has 13, but Singed only has 1. So I'm a little bit curious about that one. It looks like they're double laning top, actually. So Singed taking a couple turret hits. LgN's up here trying to do his work. Renekton getting that Q in. Tryndamere's getting very low. That ignite is ticking down on Singed, but he's got 13 health. There you go, the jump to the ward, and then the E ends up securing that kill onto Singed. And it looks like Inoobish is actually coming down here to try to pick off this Tryndamere. Maokai does lay down that sapling first, so he's going to get a lot of damage down on this Katarina first. Looks like they did dive onto that Tryndamere, and they're going to jump completely unharmed from this one. Renekton getting a little bit of free damage out onto this Maokai, but certainly not going to be enough to kill him. Jan is coming down here to try to help out the team. And LgN is really liking his odds here, but here comes Bigfatlp, hopefully trying to make something happen here. He's not level 6 yet, so he doesn't have that guaranteed slow. Katarina doing some work. So there goes LgN. Maokai did pick that up and gets that shutdown bonus, which is quite nice for him, but Inoobish is still at half health. Bigfatlp did just hit level 6, so he has that ultimate now. And other than that, not a whole lot happened here. So I'm really kind of curious. These are really weird teams. Well, actually, no, the purple team is a good team. It's pretty well set up, but this blue team, I guess they have a roaming Singed, which is kind of just like part jungle and part just kind of roam support, because they have another solo laner up here, Vlad, doing the bot lane. There's the Ghost by the Vladimir. Great pickup by that Ezreal. Knowing that flash and, boy, hitting both of those. So very good job from Ezreal landing those skill shots. There's 1,000 gold lead right now for the purple team. So kind of curious to see how this Singed is going to play out. He's kind of camping this top lane right now, trying to make something happen against this Renekton, but I really don't think that anything's going to come from this. So Renekton is only level 5, but yeah, he gets that double dash through and he's gone. So really not a whole lot that they can do there. It's going to be tricky for Singed. He's going to have to go for gold per 10 items. Here comes LgN trying to land something on Bigfatlp. It does not end up happening. So good juking there by the solo mid player. He's just trying to run around, trying to make sure that LgN doesn't land that Q on him. Because LgN does have his ultimate. If he landed that Q and got into Anivia and then kicked her back into Katarina, it's a pretty deadly combination there. So I'm very curious. So Singe, sorry, is going to have to, as I was saying before, have to build those GP10 items. He's probably going to start from bringing that Fairy Charm into a Philosopher's Stone, and then hopefully we'll see him build into a Heart of Gold or something like that, because he currently doesn't have any gold income. He's only got 4 CS and he has no assist, so the roam really has not worked yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes for him. We do have the support Jan up here. She is level 6. Going to stay up here for a little bit. Blue team does have this ward in the Tri-Brush, but I don't believe that any of them actually went through the Tri-Brush. So Maokai is here for the counter gank. It looks like they're actually going to start ganking, and then Lee Sin's going to come in for the counter gank. So Renekton taking a lot of damage here, and that Maokai ultimate is helping them. There's the kick, bringing Maokai out of the ultimate, but Maokai's coming right back in. Everybody's taking so much damage, but no one's dying yet. Here comes Katarina, though. And there's the Shunpo, there's the next Shunpo, and there's the other Shunpo. Oh dear God, Inoobish, you just absolutely decimated that team. So Bigfatlp has come up here as well to try to make something happen. So there's the Renekton down, so there's a double kill for Bigfatlp. But Inoobish just using that Katarina and the resetting Shunpo. Oh man, just took down everybody. So Anivia does have that double buff now after, I believe it was killing Lee Sin. She also had her own blue buff, so good on her. The big difference between these two mid champions is that Katarina doesn't use any mana, so really anybody on her team can get the blue buff. It doesn't really bother her at all. But Anivia, as a lot of you know, is pretty much the most mana dependent mid lane champion, other than somebody like a Swain. Uses mana like it's nothing. So Anivia is always going to be going for that blue buff every time it's up, but Inoobish doesn't need to. So Vladimir doing his best to try to harass this Ezreal, but now that Janna's back, that's going to be a tall task. Look at how much damage that 1Q does to Janna there. So there's a lot of damage going down onto Inoobish, but didn't get that that double damage proc. Lee Sin's coming around back from this Anivia. Anivia's flash up. It is up, so yep, there it is. And there was the Death Lotus from Katarina. So Lee Sin tried to get that kick in, but Bigfatlp just moved just a little bit. And is she actually going to have enough to pick it? Oh, dear God. 30. Oh, here comes Singed. Here comes Singed. This is what he needs. Oh, okay. And Anivia ends up picking this up. But Singed is just diving right on in there. There's the stun. Anivia's not there with them. But that's going to be enough. Great job. Very good job by that Singed. It really wasn't working out for them before having Singed roam, but you know, it really worked out on that fight. We did have a kill down here. Ezreal and Vladimir both took each other out. And it looks like Maokai and Singed are going to come in onto this Janna. There's the shot. There's the stun. And this is going to be one dead Janna. So there's the Monsoon, but that really just put them both in areas that they were completely fine with. So there's the flash by Janna. Is she actually going to make it out of this? Singed doesn't have his Insanity Potion, so he's not that quick. 405, Janna's at 403. No, she's actually going to survive that one. Oh, this elite Janna right here. Just making plays. So as we can see, Ezreal coming down here, just trying to harass Vladimir a little bit more. Vladimir does have his Hextech Revolver right now, so it's going to be very difficult to force him out of lane. Ezreal does have a Vampiric Scepter as well, but Vladimir with his Q is just known for sustainable harassing. And interesting enough, Vladimir actually opted for 2 Doran Shields, so it looks like he was really struggling with that Ezreal and the amount of AD damage he was taking. Oh, and looks like we're going to have a fight up top lane. Here comes Lee Sin and Katarina going for this Tryndamere. Renekton is decently low, but he has not popped his ultimate yet, so there's the ultimate pop by Tryndamere. Is he going to have enough to make it out of this one? He needs his spin back up. There's the spin, but nope. It was the ignite by Renekton, but Renekton, oh sorry, it was Katarina that got brought in. Nice throw by Singed. And now is Janna going to go down here? There's the stun. This is going to be a dead Janna. Bigfatlp takes down that one. There's the wall. Did not manage to stop Renekton there. There's the slow by Singed. Now Singed is not very tanky here. The turret is going to take him out. but it was Lee Sin picking up the kill. Here's a lot of damage onto Lee Sin. Maokai needs to start tanking the turret for Anivia. And is that gonna be? It's not gonna be enough. Oh, it doesn't even get egged. She does have her egg up though, so this could be bait right here. And she doesn't even end up getting egged. Oh, Lee Sin. Oh dear God, you should have at least egged her. So Bigfatlp getting out of there with, I think it was even under 30 HP. So walking away like the bird boss he is. Managed to pick up that kill. So Bigfatlp is having quite a good game at this point. 5-0-3 with 88 CS compared to Inoobish, who's 3-3-1 with 76. So the creep score is pretty even. Oh, it looks like Vladimir tried to dive in on this Ezreal. Did use his ultimate, but didn't end up killing him. There's the exhaust onto Vladimir. Does end up picking up the kill on Ezreal, but there's Inoobish coming in and just picking up that kill. So good on Vladimir for actually being kind of surrounded, but waited until that exhaust was done and ended up popping Ezreal down. So I give him credit for that one, for a fight that he really should not have won. He did come out with a kill. There's a flash in by Maokai. It's going to be a little bit until Anivia's stun is back up, but there's enough. Maokai ends up picking up that kill on Katarina, so interesting that Katarina actually decided to stay in and cast her entire ultimate, because Maokai was tanking the turret. It wasn't Anivia, so he can take a lot of turret punishment before anything big's going to happen. So there's Anivia doing a lot of damage onto this Lee Sin. Oh boy, 250 HP. So Bigfat just walking away like a boss. I'm going to go and pick up this blue buff. Maokai is getting a little bit low. He's going to be fine, but it always kind of scares you, especially when you have that early oracles, just to be that low in the jungle, because if one member of the enemy team just decides to come up and check that area of the jungle, if you lose that early oracles, God, that's a piss off. Trinamir still up here against us from Nectin. This roaming Singed has actually, as we can see, we were right on what he was picking up. He did turn that Fairy Charm into a Philosopher's Stone, and there's the Heart of Gold, so he will be getting a good amount of income now, because if he's roaming, he's not getting CS. As you guys can see, he only has 12 CS. Trinamir is meeting up with Katarina here, but Anivia is here to give them backup. So Singed is working. He got that shutdown on Katarina, which is exactly what he needed. He needed that little bit of extra gold from a kill. So I really am excited to see if this kind of double solo lane with a roaming Singed is going to work. Because normally you don't see somebody like a Singed roaming. I have seen things, and I know that we all remember the days of having like a roaming Alistar, roaming Taric, roaming Janna. So Singed is really getting aggressive here on this Ezreal, which is probably not a good idea. Yeah, geez, he was playing Singed as if he was a fed Singed who was playing top lane. So there's the ultimate popped by Renekton. Here's Tryndamere in pursuit. Bigfatlp picks up the kill, so obviously Renekton is a little bit more tanky with that ultimate going on, but obviously not tanky enough to deal with the damage that's coming out of Bigfatlp. And it's funny because he really doesn't have that many damage items. Sitting here with the Chalice, the Sork Boots, and the blasting one, and it looks like he's going in probably, I would think, for a Rod of Ages. Just waiting to get that all combined. How much gold is he sitting? He's sitting at 1,800 gold. Oh dear God. So I wonder what he's saving up to buy here. Like he could just buy the Rod of Ages outright. Blue team is going to pick up this dragon. They have all three members there. They do have the smite up, and nobody's even really en route to contest it. But Janny, you're staying around a little bit too long. You got three members here, and Anivia's coming down as well. Is she going to try to flash over the wall? She did not get close enough. So, and her Monsoon was down, so really not a whole lot that she could do there. Looks like they are going to try to pursue this purple team now, but nope. They're just going to run away. Singed is getting a little bit of free farm just up top lane. Of course, he doesn't have that much AP. So he's sitting at 11 AP, but he just has to run around those minions a few times, and he'll take out a wave. It's something that you really don't want to do as an enemy team. If you have somebody like Singed, who I think does require quite a bit of farm to be as tanky and strong as he wants to be, you really can't let him do things like that, standing up top lane by himself and getting free farm, because right now he's not very strong. But now you've allowed him to get his third gold per 10 item, so now he's going to be building enough income that he really doesn't need to farm. He can just sit there and kind of generate income by himself. So he's now all of a sudden back into this game. Anivia did opt to buy that Rod of Ages. Look how much he just bought. Not only did he buy his Rod of Ages, he completed that, but he also bought a Fiendish Codex, another Amplifying Tome, and some pots. So Anivia had a lot of gold to go on. I'm just going to check the CS here. Anivia is sitting at 119, Katarina at 103, so very close CS from these two mid laners. I'm looking at the top lane, Tryndamere at 96 to Renekton's 98, so once again, very, very close. Looks like we did have a fight down bottom. I'm just going to rewind that just to see, did Vladimir really get himself in that position? Just looking at the farm once again, so Singed at 35. Singed really isn't looking for farm, he's just roaming around. Vladimir with 110 to Ezreal's 136. So look at Vladimir's just taking so much damage here, does end up popping the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. Nowhere near. So yeah, I don't know why you would want to 2v1 that. Ezreal is very strong. Like Vladimir's only sitting at he would have been at 2-4-1 with 116 CS. So we do have a little bit of an engagement up here. That Tryndamere is just taking so much damage, and they really haven't done much damage. Here comes Anivia though. So here comes the damage. Oh jeez, I thought he was actually going to get knocked over the wall. So there's the kick onto Singed. Katarina starting to do work. Gets stunned by Anivia though. And that was enough. Bigfatlp picks it up. And now Bigfatlp is chasing this Lee Sin, but Lee Sin does manage to egg Anivia. Is he going to stay around long enough? You really do not want to be around when Anivia comes back up. So places down that ward. Is that going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Oh, what a play. Putting in that wall stalled him just long enough. I guess he was waiting for the cooldown onto his safeguard. But Anivia just sending that that stun over top of the wall and picking that up. Great play by Bigfatlp. Kind of demonstrating why he's on such a high-ranking team such as CLG. Just doing work against this enemy team. So Maokai getting in a position that he really doesn't want to be. So interesting to see how he's going to get out of this one. So yeah, Vladimir comes in and starts scaring off the enemy team. Ezreal is low on mana, and so is Janna. But once again, Vladimir is getting into a situation that he doesn't want to be in. Look at that. Like, he's really underestimating this Ezreal. He really doesn't need a ton of mana. He hasn't built his Trinity Force yet. He's just going off of straight damage and attack speed. So he doesn't need his abilities to do that much damage to you. And as you can see, he was just getting nailed by auto attacks and a couple of abilities, and he brought him down below half HP. So, and now these guys are going to get jumped on. Inoobish on Katarina is coming right up here. Lee Sin is down here as well. And there's a Death Lotus. Not going to pick up Singed. Singed is going to get away, but Vladimir is now in a bad position. He's going to try to pick up this Janna. Does not have enough to do it. Once again, Ezreal picking up a kill onto Vladimir. Ezreal sitting at 6-2-1 with 153 CS. So he's becoming a very, very strong champion, and he's going to be very hard to deal with later in the game. The blue team's going to really have to rely on this Anivia to get a stun down on this Ezreal, and then they can just blow him up from there. But as we can see, Anivia picked up Athene's Holy Grail, has the Rod of Ages, has another Blasting Wand, and her Stork Boots. So Bigfatlp is just going to be doing so much damage. You do not want to face Bigfatlp at this point. Here comes Maokai to help her out. Maokai's not going to take the kill, though. He's just going to put down that ultimate so he gets an assist, but you really want those kills to be on your solo mid champion. Lee Sin trying to do some damage against Maokai. Lee Sin opting to go for a Bloodthirster, so not really going for that standard tanky Lee Sin build where he just kind of jumps in. I guess they're kind of relying on Renekton to be that role. Lee Sin's actually really going for that damage, so this team is going to have a lot of attack damage going out on them, so it would be really smart for blue team to start building some armor, because Ezreal, Renekton, and Lee Sin are all quite strong, and they're going to be doing quite a bit of damage to you. So Singed actually has managed to stay up in the levels if you consider him kind of like a support. Jan is at level 12 and Singed is at level 11. Singed is just over half a bar. So yeah, he's pretty much exactly a level behind Janna here. So really isn't the worst case scenario for Singe to be in, but it has started working out. He does have 7 assists and 1 kill, so he has been doing some work. Probably just not as much as he would have done if he had been a solo top champion like Singe is normally meant to be. There's a flash in, and man, Lee Sin just getting absolutely picked off. Maokai taking a lot of damage. Vladimir ends up going down. Inoobish is just wrecking havoc on this team. And is that going to be enough to kill Janna? No, Janna pops her ultimate. This Ezreal doing work against Anivia ends up shutting her down. Singe is all by himself now, taking way too much damage, ends up dropping as well. Oh boy, so Ezreal was not the person that you wanted that Anivia killing spree bonus going to, and they do have Renekton up still, who's very tanky and does have his ultimate, so he's going to be able to tank this with no problem at all. Inoobish even has her Hex Tech, so going to be regenerating some health, but is falling very, very low. So those Janna shields just barely keeping her alive, but if she can't Shun Po in one more time or else she's going to die. Ezreal taking a lot of damage now too. Oh, they have got to be worried here. Is this going to be enough? No, it's not. Oh, jeez. I thought that Baron was going to have enough to kill Renekton, but not quite enough. So good job on the purple team knowing exactly how much damage they can take and staying in there for just long enough. So they're all going to go back and heal now. Ezreal actually healing quite a bit off of these golems just from his Vampiric Scepter. He does have his Trinity Force build, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage. But how much money is he going back with? He's got 3,000 gold that he's going back with. What is he going to build? He's just going to buy a straight-out Bloodthirster. And he still has 500 gold to spare, so quite a lot of gold. So there's the ultimate from Katarina, doing quite a bit of damage. There's the ult by Ezreal. They are very low now. They have to be worried. Renekton is jumping in here onto this Anivia. Anivia does not... Oh, she does have her egg, but now she got egged in 5 members of the enemy team. I'm sorry, Bigfatlp, but that was not a very smart move on your part, staying in there for so long. So now a fully Baron team. Lee Sin did jump to that ward and is going to jump onto this Maokai, but... Oh, he didn't get the kickoff. If Lee Sin had just got that kickoff, that would have been a dead tree, but did not manage to do it. So, interesting move by Lee Sin, not being able to land that full combo. So we're just going to see here, what's the money situation looking like? So Anivia, pretty much the highest person on the blue team, with 9,800 gold. It's going to be 9,900 gold very soon. The only person close is Maokai with 8,600. And on the enemy team, it's Ezreal with 9,600 gold. So Anivia still does have a 3,000 gold lead on this Ezreal. So a lot of damage going down on this Ezreal. There's a shield from Lee Sin, though. Vladimir's really making his presence known. But look at how much damage he's taking. So he's just really going balls deep and not really getting much out of it. Singe did get caught out by Inoobish. Don't really know what Singe was doing over there, but looks like the purple team is going to pick up this dragon. I think Singe was just trying to get some farm. As you can see, it was pushed up a little bit here. And obviously that was not a very smart idea. So Singe sitting at 177. So really not the strongest person in this game. Taking a lot of abuse. But not your standard Singed. He can't take as much damage as he wants to. He does have this Giant's Belt now, and he does have some AP. But he can't really run into the middle of the fight and take abuse from absolutely everybody and save his team. He just can't do that. He's not strong enough. And if he went and picked up that blue buff, there is an Oracles onto Janna, and I believe that Maokai still has an Oracles. No, he does not. So Maokai's Oracles is down. They did get that ace before. I thought that he had repurchased it, but... Oh, and I don't even know what happened there, so I'm just going to rewind that. So Vladimir is just down here farming. So Katarina just picked up 2 people from farming. He's backing in the middle of the lane. Oh, hello, Inoobish. And yeah, just that damage. So strong. And look, the ultimate didn't even take out that much of her health. You know, Vladimir doesn't even have his death cap finished yet. So this was looking good for blue team at the beginning, but you know, now it's just they're really falling behind. 24 to 20. Just over a 3,000 gold lead from this purple team. So they need to figure out something to do. They cannot keep fighting this enemy team while they have Baron. The Ezreal is just ripping them apart, and Katarina is ripping them apart. It's kind of difficult for blue team to orchestrate this because they really need to stun Ezreal. That's pretty much their main target at this point. They have to stun Ezreal, they have to burst Ezreal down. But if you use a stun on Ezreal, you only have, I think it's only going to be like one stun and maybe the singed throw as well to prevent Katarina from getting her full ultimate down. So you have two people here that you have to stun, and you have to stun them at appropriate times. So there's a stun onto Katarina, but you didn't stun her ultimate, so look at how much damage is going down onto this Maokai. Does Ezreal have his ultimate? No, he does not have his ultimate anymore. Tryndamere is chasing down this Janna, and that is going to be enough. Just caught her out in the jungle. But now Tryndamere is going to have to try to run away here. He's going to get caught out by Katarina, doing a lot of damage to him. Anivia does end up landing that stun, but doesn't actually get her E off. Katarina is still just chasing down this Tryndamere. Is probably going to have enough to kill him. The enemy team just running away here. Tryndamere did pop his ultimate, is trying to run away from Katarina, but Katarina's going to pop him. There you go. So, boy, Inoobish is playing a mean Katarina. So he might be the support player for Team Legion, but he's given a crash course, a Katarina 101. So pay attention for any of you guys who want to play Katarina in the future with her new reworked model, because obviously she's doing pretty damn well. Very bursty, great mobility. So obviously seeing why she's still such a strong champion after that rework. So it's going to be interesting to see what blue team is going to do here to try to come back. They're going to have to wait for this next Baron attempt. Baron, I believe, is now off of... Yep, it is. It is now off of purple team. So if blue team is looking for a time to fight, it has to be in this time frame. There's no inhibitors down yet, so none of the lanes are going to be pushing. So either you have to try to force a fight, catch somebody off guard, or you have to wait until this next Baron fight and hope that you can win that. It's kind of interesting because purple team has a very balls deep, engage heavy team. Katarina Shunpo's in, Ezreal Arcane Shifts in, Lee Sin Q's in. It's all these members. Renekton dashes in. Like, all of these champions pretty much jump right into the middle of the enemy team. So Janna taking a lot of damage, ends up flashing away, but Maokai gets a stun up, and this is going to be enough to take out Janna. So this is looking like a perfect fight for blue team. They really want to engage on this, but looks like purple team is just going to kind of back off. So good pick off on Janna. Looks like she did use the exhaust as well, so the exhaust and the flash are going to be down for the next fight as well if they time it right. So very good for the blue team. This is exactly what they want. They're hopefully going to take down this inhibitor. It looks like Katarina's coming up from behind. Could get a good engage down on here. Yes, they do. So Lee Sin's Guardian Angel is getting pots, but there goes Tryndamere. Oh, Tryndamere, Vlad, and Singe getting taken out simultaneously by Katarina and Ezreal. Katarina getting her Death Lotus on Bigfatlp again. There goes Bigfatlp, and now they're going to try to chase down this Maokai. She's going to Shunpo to a minion. Shunpo is going to be back up in 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here she goes. Gets the blade off and the W. Is it not going to be enough? It's not going to be enough. Is she going to try to dive it? Shunpo is up. Shunpo's to a minion, and where's the bouncing blade? Where's the bouncing blade? Where's the bouncing blade? Shunpo is going to be up in 1 second. Come on. There you go. Is that going to be enough turret shots, though? Nope. She is just going to be right there, I would assume. Yeah, you better start being. Baron is up, as you guys can see, and purple team is taking it down, so very unfortunate. Blue team had a very good engage there. They ended up taking out that Janna ASAP in that catch out from her. But when it came into taking down that turret, they just got absolutely bursted. What was it? Vladimir, Singed, and Tryndamere got blown up. Tryndamere didn't even get his ultimate off. So really unfortunate on his part. If he had stayed alive a little bit longer, maybe the fight would have been different, but who knows, right? So just a shame that he didn't get that ultimate off. Vladimir is getting caught out here. Ezreal seeks blood, and Vladimir has a lot of it. So Vladimir's just going to have to go 1v1, mono-y-mono, but look at how much damage this Ezreal is doing. It's not even fair. Singe is going to try to come and help, and does manage to get that flip off. Is that going to be enough? There's the ultimate, and it does take down Vladimir. Really sucks because that was actually a great play by Singe. Managed to throw Ezreal the other way and really kind of save Vladimir, but that Ezreal just picked him off with that ultimate. So that throw onto the Renekton. Renekton has his ultimate pop, but not going to be enough. Ends up getting taken out by that Tryndamere. But this Ezreal is absolutely terrifying now. There's Katarina popping her ultimate, taking down that Singed. Maokai's at half HP. So there we go. Tryndamere actually uses his ultimate this time, but there is going to be enough damage onto that Katarina, and Tryndamere does shut him down, but then Ezreal just picks up Tryndamere. He is just a terror, and he's at full HP pretty much. There's the double kill, and this is probably going to be the triple kill right here. Triple cure. Triple cure. I just said it like nice and offensive Asian talk right there. But Ezreal just going in and absolutely dominating this enemy team. Sitting there with all 3 buffs on him. Going to take down this turret. 14, 2, and 8. 246 farm. Bloodthirster, Trinity Force, and Last Whisperer. Just an absolute terror to fight right now. And Vladimir is once again thinking that he's stronger than he is. Like, look at how much damage he's taking from that Lee Sin, and he really didn't dish out all that much damage. So Vladimir has his Zhonya's, but he doesn't have a death cap. He's not really doing all that much damage. He went for cooldown boots, not magic penetration. So he really has to start learning that he's not really that strong. You can't really go 1v1 against a lot of this enemy team. And look at that, Ezreal just kiting around Singed, and now he's probably going to be able to 1v1 this Tryndamere. Tryndamere does not have his ultimate up. Look at him just scooting, shooting this Tryndamere, and that's going to be enough. There's a double kill. So that was a pretty nice lesson right there. If any of you guys don't know the term scoot and shoot, it's when you kind of click to move and then click to shoot, click to move, click to shoot, click to move, click to shoot. So you're constantly moving, you're never in one position, and you're kind of kiting the enemy team. So as you can see, he was kiting that Tryndamere around, and Tryndamere couldn't really do anything about it. There's the Ezreal ultimate, ends up taking down that Vladimir because they have Renekton in there. And look at that, they're trying to take down this Ezreal, but they just don't have enough to do it. Everybody is just doing so much damage onto the enemy team. And I would not be surprised. That was a full-blown ace, and they have all 5 members of the purple team up. Inoobish just taunting the enemy team right there, dancing. And there's the surrender by the blue team. Just did not have enough to take down Inoobish and this purple team that Ezreal absolutely dominated. Ezreal sitting 16-11, and then Katarina was 16-6-9. So just dominating the game. 40-24, very high kill game, 66,000.9k. Well, 66.9k is what I meant to say, and 50.5k for the blue team. So, really good game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bigfatlp playing Anivia, playing very, very well. Just didn't have the team to go and back him up. And Legion's Inoobish playing on Katarina. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. Once again, I'm sorry for not being able to have the first blood and the first couple kills in there. The recorder doesn't allow me to go back until before I joined. Before I started spectating the game. So if there's a way to do that so I can see the entire version of the game without being invited into the game and spectating it from there, I'd love to hear it. So let me know, guys. I'm going to keep on pulling out the commentaries as I have been doing. Sometimes I miss the first blood, sometimes I have it, but I just pick up the games that are on my my spectator feed in the high ELO matches, and I try to pick the ones that have the lowest amount of total game time played, so that way hopefully I can catch those early fights. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary. I'll be coming at you with another one very shortly. See you later, guys.